After a bunch of blowouts in week 1, we had some pretty exciting finishes at the start of week 2. I'm joined by Eric at home for our snap judgments. And Eric, let's start with the Battle of the Birds. Eagles-Ravens, a hard-fought, physical game, and Philly comes back, gets the win, and they're 2-0.
Yeah, definitely a war of attrition. Eagles may have lost their center. Jason Kelce went down with a knee sprain. They're calling it could be far worse. And Michael Vick, 2 interceptions. He's now got 6 on the season, but I'll tell you what, he made some clutch plays today. That final drive at the end, ran it in himself. You know, finished off, like you said, what was an incredibly physical battle. Eagles are 2-0. You can question them all you want, but they are ahead of the division right now.
There are 2 wins, each by 1 point to start the season. Another wild game, Giants-Buccaneers. Tampa got out to a big lead in that game. Their defense looked great, and then Eli Manning, fourth quarter magic again, hitting Victor Cruz on a couple big plays. Back and forth, they get the win 41-34, but what everyone's going to be talking about is the end of the game. Some words between Coach Schiano and Coach Coughlin. Gerald McCoy made some comments after the game. Eli May made some comments. I think it's what everyone's going to be talking about during the week.
Yeah, first the game itself. Obviously, Buccaneers defense looked great earlier. 3 interceptions, 21 points off those picks. Couldn't hold a 14-point lead late in the game. That's obviously what the team is going to be focused on. Now, what the media and fans may focus on is the fact that there was this shove on a kneel-down play, which you just don't see very often. And Schiano said, this is the way that I've coached my guys to do it. Maybe it's something you don't see in the NFL. And Gerald McCoy said, this is what we were told to do. We were told to play till the last whistle. So Coughlin not happy about it, Eli not happy about it. This thing will linger, I think, a little bit.
And those post-game coach handshakes just become a reality show of their own. And now we go to New Orleans, Carolina, and who would have guessed it? The Saints are 0-2, and I think a lot of people are going to point to the bounty stuff, not having Sean Payton there. But give some credit to the Panthers, who coming off a loss in week 1 put up a big display against New Orleans.
Found a run game. You know, found it with some belly option stuff, gotten Cam Newton on the edge, had Jonathan Stewart back, obviously key, better offensive line play from them. But what about the Saints defense? We knew it was going to take a little while to get going, but they're really having trouble with their chemistry right now. Not making the big plays they're accustomed to doing. Always gave up yards, but now they're coming in tracts of land. They're in real trouble, but they do get the Chiefs next week.
Yeah, I think people are wondering why Steve Spagnuolo hasn't gotten it there faster. And the last thing we're going to talk about here in Snap Judgments, Eric, are the people that make the judgments on the field, and those are the officials, the replacement referees. Not a huge amount of problems in week 1. That extra timeout in Arizona, Seattle, that ended up making a difference, but there were some glaring mistakes in week 2.
Yeah, first real sign of weakness, I thought. You know, things got out of control there in St. Louis at the end of that Redskins game. Obviously, Josh Morgan blew it, but I thought the refs contributed to the atmosphere there. A couple of really bad calls in the second half of the Jets-Steelers game. And you had Joe Flacco calling out the officials. These players are now feeling more and more bold to call out these officials. I think at some point we're going to see the regular guys back, but right now they're still in an impasse.
And people are still watching the game, they're still buying tickets, so until that ends or slows down, I think we're going to continue to see this lockout. And we didn't even talk about the biggest upset of the day. Cardinals beat the Patriots. To see analysis about that game, stay tuned for Shorts and Shells at our website at ProFootballWeekly.com.